And now, the general weather around Alaska.
Today's hazardous weather graphic showing a winter storm warning out for the Yukon Delta and St. Lawrence Island until 3 p.m. tomorrow morning, or 3 p.m. tomorrow afternoon for those areas, with strong winds, heavy winds and snow, creating blowing snow with gusts of 60 miles per hour. And from there, an intense storm rolling up here just west of the Pribilof Islands today. Strong front extending east-southeastward from that up to the southwest coast and then moving in across Bristol Bay, bringing some strong winds with it. 87-mile-an-hour peak wind gusts at Cape Newnham earlier today. And as this system came northward, 75-mile-an-hour gusts recorded at Nikolsky and 66 miles an hour at Cold Bay, with also 66-mile-an-hour wind gusts at St. Paul and St. George Islands today, with winds of 40 to 60 miles per hour now progressing northward there along the Yukon Delta coast, and areas of light snow with this front as it moves in, and kind of a mixed precipitation pattern here over Bristol Bay and the Alaska Peninsula, and some mid and high level clouds now spreading back into south central Alaska, and another batch of moisture here bringing rain into the eastern Aleutians with showers back across Adak and gusty winds there. Otherwise, the southeast coast here not looking too bad. System moving through earlier today, drying it out this afternoon. And this area back here, a lot of clearing, that's going to be shifting eastward in tonight and through tomorrow there for a couple of pretty good days there for the Panhandle coming up, and not much going on up to the north. On the chart here, again, some scattered snow shower activity here over the western interior, and a little more widespread area light snow at that trough from the northwest coast there, especially through the Bering Strait to St. Lawrence Island, linking up with the moisture with this system coming northward here, and then that weak trough with some showers over the Panhandle, mostly in the central and southern areas. But a lot of snow and rain here with this large low, 960 millibars just west of the Pribilof Islands this afternoon. That again increasing the winds here with the front making landfall along the coast at about mid-afternoon here, pushing into eastern Bristol Bay, southwest of Kodiak Island, with rain mainly along the west and southwest part of the island there. And for tonight, that'll move through. So after a brief shot of rain through the east side of Kodiak Island, State Airport, Ozinki, and those areas, Basagchak, look for some clearing and drying with lessening winds. Weak front brings a chance of snow in across south central Alaska, Prince William Sound, back to the northwest there, across the Kuskokwim Valley areas, drying from south to north here with, again, blizzard or winter storm warnings for blizzard conditions for the Yukon Delta and St. Lawrence Island, and just some snow and areas of blowing snow possible for Nunivak Island and the Kuskokwim Delta there, with rain and snow showers pretty widespread with gusty winds here, all from the Alaska Peninsula on out to Shimianatu. It stays dry with light winds and some clearing here over the eastern areas back to the north and northwest, all the way up to the Arctic coast, and dry for the southeast coast with very light winds. That continues into tomorrow, partly mostly sunny there for the Panhandle with light wind conditions, mostly clear over the eastern interior areas. Weak trough brings or keeps a chance of light snow along the North Gulf Coast into Prince William Sound. Weak low developing here south-southeast or east-southeast of Kodiak Island along that front, and that'll keep a chance of rain or periods of light rain for Kodiak, and some light snow possible for the Bristol Bay area. Conditions improving, but look for gusty winds and areas of light snow there for the Yukon Delta. Out towards St. Lawrence Island, some of that moisture reaching the southern coast of the Seward Peninsula tomorrow and tomorrow afternoon. Showers and diminishing winds for the Pribilofs, really diminishing both shower-wise and wind-wise here for the Aleutians as this low begins to weaken there and kind of stays stuck in the Bering Sea. And then for Thursday, it really weakens here and drifts a little farther to the north there, just north of St. Matthew Island, right in about that area there. Look for a few isolated snow showers with pretty light winds for the Pribilof Islands. Western Aleutians, same thing, not too bad. Couple of weak troughs rotating south and southeastward, bringing enhancement of the snow shower conditions with it. But winds on the light side Although this next storm coming up from the south increases the winds again from the eastern Aleutians with snow there. Snow along the Alaska Peninsula, rain and snow, gale force winds on the increase for Kodiak Island. Some of that moisture sliding all the way up along the south coast of the Kenai Peninsula. Chance of snow Seldovia and Homer into Kachemak Bay and Kamishak Bay as well. But the interior looking really good. Fairly light winds and dry conditions from the Arctic coast right on down into northern Bristol Bay. Panhandle mostly sunny. This low here off the south coast keeps a chance or just a risk of an isolated shower or two for Prince of Wales Island, Metlakatla, Ketchikan, and Annette in those areas. Looking at the lows tonight, 20s northern southeast coast and 25 to 30 down to the south, 5 to 10 below for the Copper River Basin, and 20 to 30 below over the Yukon Flats and the North Slope. Otherwise above zero for the western interior, and then staying in the 20s for St. Lawrence Island. Upper 20s to lower 30s for the Bering Sea and the Aleutians. Highs tomorrow, mid to upper 30s for the Bristol Bay area. Lower 30s for the Yukon and Kuskokwim Delta into the Kuskokwim Valley, but the McGrath-Nikolai area around 20. And rising up 10 to 15 above for the Tanana Valley, a little chillier over toward North Waitok Eagle, and staying a shade below zero for the Yukon Flats, North Slope, and Arctic Coast. Highs in the Panhandle, near 40 in the south, lower 30s to the north. And then the lows for Thursday morning, 20 to 30 below over the Yukon Flats, otherwise 5 to 15 below here for the Tanana Valley, into the Koyukuk Valley around Bettles, right around 10 below. 10 to 15 below for North Waitok, and about 10 below for the Copper River Basin. And lows in the teens here, 10 to 20 for South Central Alaska, upper 20s Kodiak Island, and in the 30s for the Aleutians here, except upper 20s for Adak and Atka, mid 20s in the Pribilofs, lower 20s for the northern Panhandle, and upper 20s down to the south. That'll be followed by highs right around 40 for Craig Klawak over toward Ketchikan, and mid to upper 30s central Panhandle, right around freezing from Juneau on up to Haines. 30s for the North Gulf Coast, 3 degrees for the Copper River Basin, anywhere from 5 below or 10 below over the eastern interior up into the lower 30s here out towards St. Lawrence Island.